Welcome back, friends. We're having a conversation today around what separates the successful entrepreneur from those who actually don't make it. So stick with me and we're going to have this conversation today. So there's an article here that I've pulled up from entrepreneur.com. And what they indicate is in the first year, 20% of businesses fail, small businesses. By the second year, 30% have already failed. By the fifth year, half of they are already gone. And then in the 10th year, there is only 30% of the businesses that remain. So my role in this whole thing with human design and the BG5 Business Institute is to get you to this place of success so that in 10 years from now, you are one of the leading edge businesses on this flat earth plane so that you can go out and absolutely change the lives of the people that you touch. So here's a quote I'm going to give you, okay? And then you get to play around with whatever the definition of success is for you. So success is not what you have, but who you are. This was by Bo Bennett. Now, one thing that Ra always said was that projectors or advisors, they're here to know the other. And after doing countless coaching sessions with projectors, I always bring them back to what are your strengths and characteristics in your design so that you do not get lost in the sea of everybody else, because the projector has that capacity to do that. So we must know who we are. And of course, generators, that really is our motto. Generators, manifesting generators, the builder type, that's our motto. We want to know who we are. So when we're talking about what separates successful entrepreneurs, the one thing that is going to set entrepreneurs aside from anybody else going forward into 2027 is this: self-awareness. There's no self-awareness, there cannot be an internal shift and aligned action. And business forces you, it absolutely forces you to look at things. And are there successful business people that are running around unaligned? And how I imagine that, and I think it was Dr. Malone that said this: if you give a 3-year-old a hammer, everything becomes a nail. So there's many business owners running around with this hammer in their hand, forcing their businesses out there. And actually what they're doing is they're creating destruction and chaos. What self-awareness does is it brings you back to the space where you can self-reflect, you can adjust and adapt and pivot. And it is necessary for business success. Because if we're not self-aware and we haven't done our own internal work, what happens is that reactionary mind takes over and then it becomes defensive. So when there's feedback given, it wants to jump and tear everything apart. Doesn't like criticism, wants to tear everything apart. And when you're in that space, it's really hard to pivot because you get very rigid and fixed in the way you're moving. And now all of a sudden there can't be any adaptation. So what we want to do is we want to be in that space of self-awareness. Now, this is a part of the business world. And I'm going to show you where you're going to see this in the human design chart. So I just brought up my chart, and it's because I have it in my chart. So the 20th gate is all about self-awareness. So self-awareness is the third line. We need, all third lines are present in the material world. They're present. So if you're building a business and you think that you're not going to go through the third line process of trial and error, it doesn't matter what your profile is, you are going to go through this. Trial and error is built right into the material plane, period. And self-awareness is built right into the material plane. So understanding derived from analysis of personal actions and effects. So again, if you have the hammer and you're just hitting it, hoping that something's going to happen if you forcefully push yourself on others, that's where we're not self-aware. We want to have that self-awareness, be in that aligned action. And these are really the pillars of the purpose-driven wealth formula. I walk you through awareness, internal shift, and then taking aligned action only. Because one of the myths out there, especially for our manifesting generators, there's a massive myth out there that we should be multitasking. Multitasking takes down your productivity by 40%, and multitasking will have you be in that 70% of the failure rate 10 years from now. Can you be multi-passionate? Yes, but there's going to be a thread that runs through. So when I work with small business, I not only work with entrepreneurs, but there are times where small businesses approach me as well, so that I can assist them with understanding their designs as well. And what happens is when we get into a penta, and this is, again, this is why small businesses are failing. When we get into a penta, if we do not understand each other's energy field, I'm going to show you this. There is a trigger aspect. We can be triggering somebody in a detrimental way. We can be, showing the challenge, or we can be elevating. And these triggers, what happens is we get really mentally defensive and challenged. When we're challenged, when anybody's challenged, there's two things that can happen. We can turtle, or we can turn into the lion and get really on them. But not having this ability to be self-aware, self-reflective, the business is going to fail. Because going into work every single day, creating your small business, your solopreneur business, and then outsourcing, you're going to be really effing frustrated. And then you'll want to give up. How do I know this? Because I've experienced that. I've experienced how the conditioned mind says, just give up. And then all of a sudden, the next thing comes to me, and the next thing comes to me. I know that I'm walking down the correct space. I'm aware enough to know my design, to know what I have to offer, to know what my clients get out of me. But if I allow for that conditioned mind to hold me back, I will be in that 70% failure rate. So if you want to move forward in your business through a deeper self-awareness, and you want to take aligned actions only, that's what I'm here for. Okay, so enjoy this. The homework that I would give for you, if you can, like, share, subscribe, put this out there. The homework I would give for you is this. What is your definition of success? I gave you Bo Bennett's definition. Success is not what you have, but who you are. I shared with you what success looks like in the human design body graph. And truly, success is self-awareness. So have that definition for yourself. The other day, I saw a post that someone said, generators, manifesting generators, or any other types, they're not supposed to, have success. They're not supposed to feel success. Well, most of the body graph is a projector or advisor energy field. So yes, we all have everything in the body graph. We all feel frustration. We all feel bitterness. We all feel disappointment. So the inverse is exactly the same. We can all feel success and satisfaction and surprise and awe and peace. We all get angry. So don't let the myths out there take you off track. Spend time in source material, listening to Raw. I stay as close to Raw's information as possible. There's some deviations that I make. But self-awareness is going to have you harness a successful business. So enjoy that. Enjoy your success, no matter what type you are. Okay? Thanks, friends. Talk to you later.